All right, let's jump right in, shall we? We're diving deep into ELF Beauty's second quarter results, fiscal year 2025. And let me tell you, there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, they've been making waves, haven't they? Seems like they're striking a chord in the beauty world, especially with the economic climate being what it is.
No kidding. So let's get right to it, shall we? We're talking a 40% jump in net sales, adjusted EBITDA landing at $69 million, a 15% increase year over year, and the gross margin holding strong at 71%.
But here's the real attention grabber, 23. That's 23 consecutive quarters of growth, both in net sales and market share.
23 quarters, that's what, like almost 6 years straight? Averaging 20% growth each quarter? I mean, come on. How do they do it?
It's pretty remarkable, especially in an industry as lively and competitive as beauty. I mean, everyone's watching them, trying to figure out their secret sauce.
Right, but it's not just the overall growth, though. Their U.S. market share just climbed a cool 195 basis points.
Yeah.
And get this, internationally, sales surged 91%. 91%.
Yeah, that international expansion, that's a smart play. Top spot in Germany's Rossmann stores, that's huge. Plus, their partnerships with Booths and Sephora Mexico, those are paying off big time. They're definitely positioning themselves for, well, global domination, aren't they?
It's like they're building an empire, one lipstick at a time.
Well, their digital game is on point, too. Their Beauty Squad loyalty program, they're at 5.3 million members now. That's a lot of loyal customers.
Yeah, and we all know what loyal customers mean. Higher purchase frequency, stronger brand loyalty. It's a win-win.
Absolutely. Building that sense of community, directly engaging with consumers, rewarding loyalty, it's powerful stuff. And ELF, they seem to get it.
And you can't ignore their pricing. I mean, $6.50 on average. Compare that to, say, legacy brands at $9.50, or those prestige brands that could easily top $20.
Oh, yeah. That value proposition is huge, especially right now when everyone's watching their spending a little more closely.
You're telling me, I mean, who doesn't love a good deal?
Yeah,
Especially when it comes to, feeling good, looking good.
for sure. But we got to be real, too, right? There's this little thing. The U.S. color cosmetics category. It saw a 5% dip this quarter.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Kind of hard to ignore that elephant in the room, huh?
Yeah, it's probably a mix of things. People are definitely being more careful about where their money goes. And last year's launches, those were pretty strong, tough to beat. Plus, the cosmetics market, well, kind of goes up and down, right? It's cyclical.
Like a roller coaster. Up, down, up, down. Buckle up. Ray.
Exactly. But, ELF, with their diverse products and their whole value thing, they seem to be in a good spot to handle the ups and downs.
Okay, but now let's talk earnings call. Q&A time. This is where things get juicy.
The Q&A, oh, yeah, I love that part. That's where you really get a glimpse behind the curtain.
Totally. So first thing that jumped out, analyst concerns about ELF's marketing spend. They're going all in. 26% of net sales. That's a big chunk, especially with the U.S. market slowing down a bit.
Makes sense, right? Analysts got to ask those tough questions. Hey, can they keep spending like that if growth isn't as crazy? Got to balance that growth with staying profitable.
Right. But the CEO, Tarang Amin, he wasn't fazed at all. Confidently said their marketing ROI is still above industry benchmarks. Emphasized they're spreading those investments strategically across their products, across their innovations.
Smart. It's not just about spending money. It's about spending it wisely. Tracking that ROI, justifying those big investments. That's key.
Then there was the Dollar General question. Some eyebrows were raised, let's just say that.
Dollar General. Yeah, I get it. Analysts worried about diluting the brand. Like, if you're selling in a discount store, does that make your brand less fancy?
Exactly. But Afumin addressed it head-on, said it's all part of their mission, serving the underserved, reaching those rural areas where, beauty products might be harder to find.
Right. Makes sense. Trying to reach more people without losing that core brand feel. It's a bold move, for sure. But if they do it right, could be a big win.
And then, of course, the big question. The elephant in the room. The whole cosmetics market slowdown.
Ah, yes. The slowdown. Can ELF weather the storm?
Well, Amin, Mr. Optimist himself, pointed to history. The market always bounces back. And ELF, well, they've got a track record of beating the competition. Innovation, disruptive marketing, and that focus on grabbing market share. That's their game plan.
Sounds like a solid plan, actually. Keep things fresh, grab attention, and always be pushing for the top spot. Gotta admire that.
So yeah, some valid concerns from those analysts. But you could also see the leadership's confidence. They've got a plan, And they're sticking to it.
Right. They've got a plan. But what's the plan exactly? What are they predicting for the rest of the year? Now, that's what I want to know. Okay, get this. They've actually upped their forecast for fiscal 2025. And the numbers. Bold. Let's just say that.
No kidding. They're now looking at 28-30% net sales growth. That's a serious jump from what they were saying before.
Right. So what's fueling this whole ambitious thing? Well, those new partnerships, those are playing a big role. Target, Walgreens, even Dollar General.
Yeah, that Dollar General move, it's definitely a conversation starter, isn't it?
For sure, but it's a smart strategy, you know? Hit multiple fronts at once, expand where they're selling, get in front of new customers, solidify that whole mass market position. It's like they're playing chess while everyone else is like stuck on checkers.
Love that analogy.
Yeah.
But it's not just about, being everywhere. They're also getting more efficient. They bumped up their gross margin outlook, 30 basis points growth.
Yeah, see, that shows they're serious about making things work smoothly behind the scenes. Think about it, growing and boosting margins at the same time. In this market.
Yeah.
Not easy.
Definitely not. And then there's that adjusted EBITDA target, $308 million. Come on. That's got to make investors happy.
Yeah, they're not messing around. Second half of the year, they're expecting big things.
It's like they're on fire, right? Growth, profit, invested in the future. It's a good story to tell, especially when, things are kind of shaky out there in the economy.
Right, exactly. If you're looking for a company that can handle the bumps and still deliver, well, ELF is looking pretty good right now.
Okay, so we've talked about the numbers, the expansion, but let's not forget the heart of it all. Innovation. ELF has got 6 of the top 10 new products in mass cosmetics.
They're killing it. And it all goes back to that customer focus. They listen, they spot trends, they make what people want, and they do it at a price that, well, that doesn't break the bank.
Exactly. And they're smart about it, too. They're expanding those core franchises like the Power Grip Primer and Halo Glow. Build on what works.
Yeah.
Capitalize on what people are already loving.
Right. It's about staying ahead, predicting what people want before they even know they want it. And ELF, they're good at that.
But even with all this good stuff, we got to be real. There are challenges. The cosmetics market, it's still a bit of a struggle out there. And the competition, fierce.
Oh, absolutely. They can't just sit back and relax. They got to keep adapting, keep innovating, stay in tune with what customers are thinking and feeling. It's an ongoing game.
And who knows what's going to happen with, tariffs and all that. That could throw a wrench in things, impact their margins.
Oh, for sure. It's a delicate balance, keeping prices accessible, managing costs, dealing with all the global stuff. It's a lot to juggle.
No doubt. But so far, they seem to be handling it pretty well. I mean, let's face it, ELF is a force to be reckoned with. The growth, the expansion, the way they're navigating this crazy market, it's impressive.
Definitely impressive. It's like a masterclass in how to build a brand. Stay true to your values, listen to your customers, embrace innovation. They've made high-quality beauty products, accessible to everyone. And that's a powerful thing.
It really is. But here's the big question, the one everyone's asking. Can they keep this up? Can they keep this momentum going in the long run?
That, my friend, is the million-dollar question. Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure. ELF is a company to watch. They're not done yet. Not even close.
This whole deep dive, it's been a wild ride. Excitement, insights, a little bit of drama. But now we got to bring it back to the listener. What does all this mean for the person who's, taking the time to understand this company, this market?
Right. Let's get personal. What are the takeaways here?
I think for anyone out there who's, thinking about investing in beauty brands or even just trying to understand this whole market, this is like a textbook example. ELF is showing that value, real value. It's a powerful thing, especially now when, well, let's face it, everyone's watching their wallets a little closer.
Totally. It's like they're proving you don't have to, charge an arm and a leg to make great products. And it's working. Consumers are loving it. It's even making those other brands, the pricier ones, kind of rethink things.
Right. It makes you wonder, are we going to see this like blurring of the lines?
Yeah.
Between those mass market brands and the fancy prestige ones?
That's a good question. Will people always want that luxury feel, even if it costs more? Or is value going to, win the day?
It's a battle for sure.
Huh.
But hey, ELF, they're definitely shaking things up.
No doubt.
So big picture, ELF story. It's got some lessons for all of us, right? Innovation, knowing your audience, being able to roll with the punches when things change.
Yeah.
That's how you win.
Absolutely. And don't forget that brand identity, that core set of values. ELF is all about accessibility, quality, innovation. That's why people love them. That's why they're grabbing market share left and right.
Makes sense. So as we wrap this up, I got to ask, can they keep this up? All this growth, all this momentum, can they keep defying gravity?
It's the big question, isn't it? Nobody has a crystal ball. But man, ELFS is a company to keep your eye on. This is just the beginning, I have a feeling.
I think you're right about that. Well, folks, that's a wrap on our deep dive into E.L.Beauty. We've covered a lot of ground here, market trends, winning strategies, and that ever-important question of what the future holds. We hope you've learned a thing or two, maybe even sparked some ideas of your own. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep that entrepreneurial spirit burning bright.